Hey everybody, Patty Boy here. Welcome back. So we got something new for you today. I wonder if you can guess what we're going to talk about today. No, I'm not going to teach you guys how to throw knives. Come on, really? Yeah, but seriously guys, we're not going to be throwing knives today, but what we are going to do is we are going to talk about your knives. Okay, we're going to talk about care and maintenance, sharpening, and maybe even a little knife skills. So the first thing that I need to tell you guys is the absolute most dangerous tool in your kitchen is a dull knife. Okay, you will get cut faster with a dull knife than you will a sharp knife any day of the week. And any chef or anybody who knows anything about knives will tell you that. So we're going to sharpen a few knives for you. All right, so what I have here is, this is actually my favorite knife. Okay, I got this at a cooking store that sells, you know, utensils, pots, pans, you name it. It's nothing special. Okay, it's Chicago cutlery, and this one knife only costs less than $20. But it's a very nice knife. It's solid steel all the way to the back, and then it's got like a gel rubber grip. It's very nice to handle. It's very lightweight. And so yeah, go out, find a knife that feels good in your hand. And this is like I said, this is the favorite one of my tools in my drawer. So while you're cutting, you know, if you're doing a lot of cutting, like butchering a lot of meat and whatnot, first tool we have here is what's called a sharpening steel. And basically what this is carbon metal, and it's got a heavy plastic rubber handle, and you can see the little flat part on the tang right here. That's to protect your hand, so when you come down, if you come too far, it hits that instead of going into your hand. All right, and what this is for is, this is just for touching up your blade. You know, you're cutting, maybe you accidentally scrub against a bone or something like that, and you feel it's not, you just right down this on both sides. Okay, now I'm not a butcher or a chef, so, you know, I mean, this is it right here. I'm not one of those guys that can go 1,000 miles an hour, but this is all you need to do. All right, and it'll just touch the blade up and bring it back so you can finish the job. All right, so the next thing is, there's several sharpening tools that we have here. We have the basic double-sided whetstone. You can see it's got a fine and a coarse. You can see the line down through the middle, and this thing is split in half. It's got a fine and a coarse, and whetstone is just like it says. When you use this, you have to get it wet to use it. You could get it wet with oil or just water, whatever you prefer. All right, and this is something for, you know, because you have to hold it at the right angle and run it right across and get the whole thing just like that. All right, so you have to learn your angles of your blades, and that's it. And they have many other different types of stones. Now this one here, same thing. It's got stones, and it's got a couple different grits. There's a fine, there's a coarse, but you can see it's got the angles right here. This one here says 20-degree guide, 20-degree guide on both sides. So that's, you lay it right on there, and then just hold it right at that angle as you go across. And there's your 20 degrees. And then it's got a little bit of a hone, you know, to hone it. Just same idea as your sharpening. Just gives you a little bit of a honing, you know, just to touch it up. All right. So, and then we got Big Daddy. Okay. This is an electric. Okay. It's an electric sharpener, and it's got angles right here for 20 degrees. And it comes with different grits. You got coarse and fine and extra fine. You see all the different colors, okay? And basically all you do with this is you just turn it on, and you can see it's got the angles right there, and you just follow the angles just right down in the slot, and that's it. And then the other side, and then that's it, nice and sharp. Okay, so, and then, I mean, honestly, there are so many different types. We could honestly go on and on and on for the rest of the day about the different types of sharpeners that you have. But, you know, this is part of what I have. I actually have a canvas tool bag, and I keep all of the canvas tool bag is just for my knife sharpening equipment, and that's it. And, you know, so this is it. Just make sure that you keep your knives sharp. All right. So, moving on. All right, we've got your basic kitchen knife here, and there's so many different styles and types of knives yet that, you know, that's another thing that we could just sit here and go on and on about. You know, I've got my meat cleaver, as you can see across the back here. It's nice and thick. It's a heavy blade. And this is meant for chop. Usually what I use this for is when I do a pork shoulder for pulled pork sandwiches. I'll tear it apart, and then after I tear it apart, this is what I use to chop it up, and I mix the meat and the skin and everything, and then this chops it up a little bit smaller. So it's a very heavy blade. It's just meant for chopping, and that's it. So the last thing that we're going to talk about today is just a little bit of knife skills, and knife skills as it relates to safety. Okay, now keep in mind, as I've said in the past, I'm no chef, so you're not going to get, you know, the 1,000-mile-an-hour chop, all right? But we're going to just talk about keeping your fingers safe, okay? So now you've got a nice sharp knife, and this is just a piece of onion, all right? So what you want to remember is whenever you're chopping anything, onions, peppers, whatever, keep your fingers bent like this. So when you cut, all right, your blade's going against there instead of doing this, okay? If you hold your stuff like this, if you hold your food like this, you're gonna rake your blade across your fingers, your fingernails, whatever. Keep your fingers bent and just nice, easy strokes, and that's it. There, see? Everything is cut nice and thin, nice and fine, and nothing here is cut, all right? So, that's pretty much it. I mean, you know, we talked about knife skills and keeping your blades sharp and whatnot. All right, the most important thing is keeping them sharp, okay? I can't stress that enough, but keep them sharp. If you got, you know, some nice knives like this or even nicer, you know, wash them by hand. Don't throw them in the dishwasher with your other things, all right? It's not a big deal, okay? A couple of different knives, wash them by hands, throw everything else in a dishwasher. But other than that, I think we're good. So, you know, what did we learn today? Okay, we learned the most important thing is to keep your knives sharp. We learned how to sharpen them. We learned a little bit of knife skills on how to keep your fingers safe. And we learned a little bit about cleaning. We also learned not to piss off Patty Boy, okay? Just kidding though, guys, serious. Keep yourselves safe. Thanks for checking us out. We'll check you next time. Thank you.